Welcome to NFL World, where the NFL starts and ends. Just now, news came out about the 49ers cornerback Emmanuel Mosley, who actually had an interception returned for a touchdown against the Panthers. Mosley did, in fact, tear his ACL. He is done for the season. Mosley, you could say, is one of their best corners. This guy makes play after play. Not having him out there in the secondary makes it just so much more tough on them as a defense collectively. But I think the one thing we can all appreciate about the 49ers, and it's one of those things, it's always fun to see a coach smile and have a good time. If you want a good laugh, watch the 49ers defense. Not the defense itself, but if they get a stand, an interception, or whatever, their defensive coordinator is going nuts. It's insane. It's hilarious to watch because he's jumping around. He's like flipping his head to everything. It's like, oh my gosh. It's like, if you want to watch football, it's great. It's like dinner and a show. It's basically what you're watching. It's unbelievable. Moving on to the Patriots. As the Patriots, we moved rookie Taquan Thornton from IR. This is an unbelievably fast recovery, as Thornton had a collarbone injury in preseason. And he, in fact, did play. I don't know how much he did play, but he, in fact, played against the Lions, to which the Patriots beat down the Lions. For Denver, and we will talk about this in another video, after the loss to the Colts, which we will talk about the disaster that was that game, Russell Wilson had a shoulder issue on his thrown shoulder, very similar to Dak Prescott's issue, the throwing injury last year. In fact, he flew to LA to have shots in it to try and get it to go better. Now, we don't know exactly what shots he was given, but all we know is he flew to LA and he was okay, but he flew to LA after the loss to the Indianapolis Colts. A trade has happened for the veteran linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons, Deion Jones, was in fact traded to the Browns for Deion Jones and a 2024 7th round pick was traded to the Browns for the 2024 6th round pick. Deion Jones was expected to get traded for a while, never quite happened. Now he is traded to the Cleveland Browns. More news on the Cleveland Browns, as Deshaun Watson is finally allowed in the building starting today. At Monday at 1:27, he is allowed to be in the building. So that's good news, because that means he is doing what he should be doing and getting on the right track. But Watson is now back in the Cleveland Browns facility. Now, there is, I think, problems on two fronts. We'll talk about the Cardinals first. What is the Cardinals' problem? The Cardinals' problem is they're not very good without DeAndre Hopkins. They're not. They're lucky they have one more week to do with this. But they are not good without DeAndre Hopkins. They're just not. They missed a field goal that could have tied the game against the Eagles and brought it into overtime. They missed that. Defense isn't very good. They're very much dependent on Kyler Murray, and if Kyler doesn't play great, they don't win. Like, it took an unbelievable 2-point conversion and touchdown drive with another 2-point conversion to win a game against the Raiders. Like, if you're the Arizona Cardinals, you can't expect to win that way. You gotta help him. You have Zach Ertz. Help the guy. Help Kyler. Because before that kick from 43 yards that Matt Amendola missed, which, what else is new? He's always missing his kicks. Or any of that beforehand, Kyler Murray slid down, thought he got the first down, did not, spiked it on 3rd down. Now it's 4th and 1, and they had to kick it from 43. But the Cardinals can't do anything. They played surprisingly good defense against the Eagles, but they can't do anything. They really can't. And it's upsetting if you're an Arizona Cardinals fan if they play like that. Now, the final thing is, can NFL fans stop running on the field? We talked about what happened in a previous video about what Bobby Wagner had to do to a fan running onto the field. I think that almost every game there's been a fan that's run onto the field and that security has to take care of him or her or whatever. Can we stop doing this? Like, I don't know if the NFL has to put out a memo or whatever and say, hey, if you're doing this, you're not just going to jail. We're putting you on trespassing charges. Because you can't be on this field. And yet you're running on the field with weapons and amongst other things. It's a disaster. Stop running on the field. Get beef up security. Do whatever you gotta do. Don't allow them on the field.